Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today, the second to last song for Eurovision 2023 dropped. It's from Armenia, it's called Future Lover by Brunette. Tomorrow we're gonna get the final song, but today is all about this one. Let's see what Armenia brought to the table this year, and yeah, let's see if it's a good one.
I just wanna make art, read books and just find someone who likes me enough to kiss my face. I wanna explore with him and
I love the way that the vocal is layered with the piano here, how they kind of collaborate in this way. Also the layering on the vocals is really great. Like the multiple voices of it. This is a nice segment as well, how the piano is like filling in the emptiness. This is a wonderful opening to a song. It's very digital, but I think it kind of fits the soundstage. Pretty wide their vocal layering as well. Alright, we got the more rhythmic hits here. We're building to something epic here, I think. The drums are pretty massive. Like, there's a lot of stuff going on in the piano in the background, and I think that's really what creates a lot of life to this. Massive velocity there on the strings leading to this. Some pretty mellow kick hits here, a bit unexpected with how much intensity there was there early on. Just a lot of intensity vocally here. Nice how the rhythm comes in here as well. It's the half step beat. We also got a shaker going really crazy. This is just massive. Really sucked up the void there. We got a half step chorus. Some big swooping bass effects as well in here. I love those little piano details there as well. It's very effectively written, I gotta say. The rhythm of it speaks to me a lot. Some nice dynamics there to end the song as well. There's like a lot of weird production ideas. The sounds are very abrupt. Like when they cut off, they just cut off instantly. It's quite intriguing. That was Future Lover from Armenia, and I think Armenia are in for a pretty, like, if they nail this to a performance, this could absolutely be a standout result for them. I think this song is basically very alive throughout. It's massive. It has like this intense impact at times, and that's also kind of what do you call it, like emphasized by the contrast throughout and the use of dynamics. I think the opening is very, very palpable. It's something that sets the tone right away. It's scaled back, it's very intimate, has a lot of like a very vulnerable sound to it, and I just love the way that the vocal is layered with the piano, how the melodic writing of these kind of work hand in hand without really being overbearing, because there's a certain type of energy within the melody here and the rhythm of it. But I also like, mainly I just like the way that they're layered together as well, and how the vocals are actually like several layers of vocal and harmony in that case as well, because that just makes everything feel very kind of soaring, a bit angelic, I'd say, in the opening. It sets the tone really nicely for just building towards something pretty epic. I don't think that the song really takes the turns that I expected it to take. Like this intense middle section there with the pretty intense vocal delivery and the big drumming and everything. It's a bit of an unexpected take in the middle of the song, but I think it absolutely works, and I think it's a part that people will be kind of taken aback by in a positive way. Like it's a shock value. There's a shock value in that segment. Just the way that it kind of builds up to that, though, I think it builds very carefully and in a very competent manner. It does exactly what it should do in just managing to build effectively. I think like the instrumentation is very digitalized, and basically the whole orchestration sounds very kind of I guess you'd call it MIDI in a way. It's a very digital sound on everything, but I think that also really fits the whole delivery that they're going for. The vocals are quite heavily processed, and the piano has this really bright sound that also kind of just works within this whole more kind of polished production world that they really have going for them. It's a song that feels very polished in terms of its production. It doesn't really have that authenticity or like a vintage style to it. It feels modern, it feels polished, it feels carefully mixed and like structured in that sense as well. And I think that this kind of sound instrumentation approach really kind of just works with the approach that they're taking as an overall concept of the song as well. Because a song like this would struggle, I think, to actually be reliant on more we call it like live instruments, like the rawness of those. I don't think that would really work here. I think that it has just the right sound to it. It's absolutely something that gets grand at a later point here. Like the final chorus is just very lively in terms of both strings and brass, and mainly like the drumming as well. But the vocal, I think that like the vocal is pretty memorable. Like the chorus, I think there's something really lovely with it, with how kind of toned down it is velocity wise, while also having a pretty distinct rhythm to the melody. And I think that really also works with the instrumentation. And I like these sweeping bass effects that they really got going for them. It's very kind of, you can't really call it trap inspired, but it's like basically sounds a little bit like 808s, but they're sweeping up again. And it's also like this half step beat there, which is quite, I guess, effective and quite like it has a dominant sound to it. So it's kind of not overwhelming in a negative way, but it's just something that you can take in and really just kind of let, I guess, take over a little bit. It's a very kind of loud delivery on it, but it's not something that's just loud and chaotic and hectic so that it's overbearing. It's just the right amount of loud to actually create some power in it, some intensity, and something to really just kind of enjoy. I think there's like, it's just so well written throughout. I like the whole melodic writing here. I think the rhythms are quite nice. I think the song is structured in a very, very great way. I like the whole percussive arrangement throughout as well, how they're kind of utilizing different types of rhythms. There was like a section where the kick drum was really, really mellow, when I felt like, oh, here's absolutely a part where it should be driving a bit more and have some more punch to it. But that's probably like just a little small setback at this point, and maybe I'll grow to like it more the way that it is here. I can't really make up my mind already on that, but it's just something that I kind of felt like, interesting how it's actually soft here, because it feels like this segment wants more intensity to it. Also like the incorporation of shakers and stuff throughout, because it adds a different rhythmic layer as well, and that kind of works hand in hand with the different vocal arrangement throughout that is quite intense as well. Quite excited to see this one being performed, honestly. I think a simple, like, something that piqued my interest and that intrigued me, and I'm not sure if it's in a positive manner, is really like the production quality of like certain types of instrumental inputs here, where they are basically cut off in a very aggressive manner. It feels like when you kind of compress the sounds, that you just offer no real release to it, and you kind of sidechain the reverb to just take it away, because there are a few times in the song where like all of the instrumental inputs are just being sucked up into kind of a void. It's especially poignant there at the final note. You don't really let the notes actually resonate. You just kind of cut them off to create silence, and that becomes very abrupt. It could absolutely be like a creative input to put into your song, and actually something that has an effect to it. But the first time I listened to it here, I felt like it more takes something away from it than it adds. But I might change my mind on that in the future. But right now, especially like the final part there, where they just cut it off, I feel like it's absolutely a note that could absolutely be held out and just kind of let resonate and kind of and finish the whole song in a more softer tone, I guess, instead of just because like the thing is that it wouldn't really matter if the intensity was still there in the outro, but they actually scale it back for the outro with this little piano melody, and then you kind of already invite to a pretty mellow closure to the song. And when you've done that and then just cut in something that's so abrupt again, it feels a bit, I guess, mismatched. But yeah, that's like such a minor detail in all of this. All in all, I really enjoyed it. I thought melodically it was great. I thought it had a great intimate tone to it. There was vulnerability in it. I think the piano sounds wonderful in it. I think the structure is great. I think the vocals are interesting. Well produced, well packaged. Just lots of positives, and I'm excited for that Armenia brought something that I liked this much to the table, and I hope Georgia can do the same tomorrow, so we get a final, like a nice little closure to the entire selection this year. Tell me what you think of Future Lover in the comments below if you'd like to. I liked it. Maybe you did too. Let's let's be having you in the comments. Have a good one. Until next time. Bye for now.